So as of the late, I've been experimenting with kind of just bringing my hands closer together. I guess getting that diamond hand placement when it comes to a lot of my pushing movements. With diamond push-ups, of course, that's been like probably the most consistent push-up I've been doing. And as you'll see here, I've also been doing these diamond pike push-ups, which is a lot harder than it looks, right? So just a regular floor pike push-up is pretty hard, at least for me. And I remember when I first tried to do these diamond pike push-ups, I saw them on a That's Good Money video, and a guy was like going over like different types of like tricep push-up exercises, and I was like, I never thought of like putting my hands in the diamond position when doing pikes. When I first tried it, I couldn't even do one. Now I can do at the most seven, and this session I was only able to do about, I'd say, like 4 or 5 for each set. But that doesn't matter to me as long as I, make sure I get the reps in. And look, boom, right there, right? I can do up to 8 to 10 regular floor pike push-ups. But now that I put my hands in a diamond position, now I'm doing half of that, or I'm doing less than half of that, depending on like my strength levels on a given day, right? So calisthenics can always be challenging and fun if you find different ways to mix it up. But that's not the point of the video that I'm trying to make. But the point is like putting my hands in a closer grip and really feeling my triceps. I do notice the increased tension and work that my triceps are going through when I put my hands in the diamond position. Even if my hands aren't like that close, even if they're just like, somewhat apart, my hands are still in like that closer, more narrow position. And I really do get, that tricep tension. Yeah, I get exactly what I'm looking for when doing these pikes. And of course, it's the same when doing tricep push-ups and whatnot, or diamond push-ups. And the reason why I'm sticking to a lot of close grip or close hand placement pushing movements is because I just kind of want to see how far it'll take me when it comes to my triceps. So far, or for the past month now, I have been kind of seeing some tricep definition and some growth. And there's definitely been some strength improvements within some of the movements that I'm doing, especially like diamond push-ups or the straight bar dips. But when it comes to straight bar dips and the diamond pike push-ups, I only have been recently doing them for the past 2 weeks or so. So I'm probably just getting like my newbie gains or whatever, or just I'm just better executing those movements. So that's probably why I might be getting reps. But again, I have been seeing some nice type of growth in my triceps. And that could just be a result of me, doing this daily calisthenics thing for, over 80 days now. But me really focusing on and honing on making sure I kind of get these close grip movements in, I feel like is probably doing most of the work there. So here I'm doing the close grip straight bar dips. I might as well just call them close grip dips or diamond dips. I'm not sure. But the goal here for me is to kind of like at some point work my way up to getting even closer. Maybe even getting like my hands to touch. Honestly, I don't know how that one would work because like how can I dip down in between my wrists? So maybe just getting my hands like a thumb length apart to where both of my thumbs are like touching, at the ends. And then that's maybe how close I want to get. I feel like I'm pretty close to that positioning already. And I feel like soon I might be able to get it, not that long from now. But it is pretty challenging. It is definitely different from regular dips. They include a lot more stability and balance, I would say. So therefore, it's a bit more of a technical demand at first when you're doing the straight bar dips. But they're pretty fun. Another thing is the closer your hands are, so the closer the grip, the harder, of course, and also the more stability it requires. So it just kind of like reminds me of doing ring dips, where of course like there's a lot of stability that's involved, and if you can do like 15 dips, you might only be able to do like 8 ring dips just because you having to hold those stable positions makes the movement that much harder. Earlier, I had mentioned that the close grip variations of these exercises that I'm doing are an experiment to see how my triceps will build. Now, in general, this entire whole daily calisthenics thing, this entire thing, the reason why the channel is, I'm doing what I'm doing on the channel is an experiment. To be honest, it's an experiment to gain muscle. Now, of course, I could just take an easier way and just isolate my muscles and, work certain muscles on these days and things like this. But I just want to see where I can go, how I can take things by doing things the way I want to do them. So, of course, people are going to say, no, that's not the way to build optimal muscle. That's not the way to train. You're going to just get endurance. You're not going to get any strength. You're not going to get any muscle. But to be honest, it's like, okay, maybe that's true. Maybe in the scientific research, that's true. But why not I just experiment on myself? Why not I try this out? Why not I see, whatever results? So far, I feel like I've gotten like pretty good results, especially in my back. I think if there's one muscle that like very visibly has benefited from me like honing in on doing pull-ups and chin-ups like every day has definitely been my back. I guess maybe because the back has just so many muscle groups which can recover a lot faster. And then I would say my shoulders definitely, I feel like they have rounded out a lot more when it comes to just, doing all of the pikes and the dips and the push ups. And so I feel like I'm just getting results in general already from just like, every day doing full body every day or doing the same couple of exercises every day. And for one, it's enjoyable. It is fun, it is enjoyable, and like, why not have a good time whilst I'm training, right? Now, of course, like if my overall goal is to build muscle, you might think, well, why don't you just do things the standard way where you follow a type of program where you train these muscle groups on these days and you take a rest day here, or you make sure you apply some strength training, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That stuff isn't that fun, right? And the journey to building muscle is a lifelong journey, right? Because you're always going to want more. You're not just going to build the right amount of muscle and then just stop training. No, you're always going to you might want to have the right amount of muscle, but you're going to have to keep training anyways to maintain what it is that you have. And I want more. I want more from this, but I want to be able to have fun. I don't want to just be doing cable curls or, just, I don't know, regular standard stuff that I don't find to be enjoyable, like inside of a gym. Like, I just love the aspect of just pushing my body and just using my own body against resistance in order to build itself and to, gain strength and gain all these other skills and things like that. It's just very intriguing to me. I love it, to be honest. And, that's why I'm doing this. Like, even when I tried to go back to doing like a split or whatever, it was just, I don't know, it's not as fun. It wasn't like, it didn't feel as fulfilling. It didn't feel as cool as like doing full body training. Sure, this session right here isn't full body, but again, most of the time I am doing full body, and that's, I think that's just something I really enjoy, something I love. So, one thing to take away is like, if you're not loving what you're doing, then like, why are you doing it? Why are you making yourself do it, right? Especially when it's something that you don't have to do it in that particular way. No one says that you have to train like a bodybuilder and make sure you get all the, the necessary macros and micros and bicros and tcros and proteins and, make sure you, make sure you pump these reps, bro, and make sure, next week you're going to go up this weight, and then you're only going to train your biceps twice a week because you have to make sure they grow and they recover and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why not? Why not just have fun? Like, this may not be the most optimal way, but I'm having 10 times more fun with the way I train now than I did like a year ago, or, even just a couple of months ago. This is just something that I love, something that I wake up and I want to do. Sure, maybe I might procrastinate a little bit when it comes to doing my workouts. Like, I definitely could have done my workout today earlier, but when I get into it, I enjoy it, right? I remember just other times when I was working out and I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this. Like I'm doing like a pull day or a push day or an upper body day. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. It's like, and then I end up skipping that day or end up even skipping the next day. And then what happens is that I'm going to fall out of consistency. So I'd rather do something that is suboptimal, that I know I'm going to stay consistent at, than something that is optimal, that I know that I might dread or that I might, resent or not like. And there's also many examples of people who do my style of training or have done my style of training and definitely benefited from it. Just kind of think about like all the like old school calisthenics guys, like street workout guys like Hannibal for King, working out like basically almost full body every day or whatever. And they benefited a lot from that, not just in muscle but in strength. Like the crazy skills he was able to do was like insane. And he claims that he's like, never even lifted a weight before or even done any weighted calisthenics. And that like he would do, this circuit training where he would like, do his entire body. But, that's cool to me. That's awesome to me. And that's what I would rather be doing than any other type of training. Like, why would I take calisthenics, something that I love, and then make it boring like some type of standard bodybuilding program? Like that just kind of ruins it for me. Like, okay, let me do the most optimal push-up for my chest. That will be the ring push-up. Let me do the most optimal pull-up for my back. That will be the weighted pull-up or whatever the case may be. Like that's just, it's not fun. It takes the fun out of it. It's like I don't have the options or the ability. I have to stick to some type of strict program. I don't have any type of freedom, and but I have the freedom to not do that. I have the freedom to not have to do that. I have the freedom to do whatever I want when it comes to my training. And I feel like as long as I'm training and as long as I'm enthusiastic about it, that is the main part. That is the best part. If you're enthusiastic about the way you train, then you're set, bro. Then you're set. Like, you have some type of way you can train for your entire life, especially if you set goals for it. That's about it. See you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one.